Hello, my name is Catherine Bogatz, and I chose the company, the Pittsburgh Public Theater, to do my capstone project. So throughout this class, every week I've been evaluating and analyzing the theater. I currently work there. I am the Director of Finance and Administration, and I've been there for almost 7 years. So this was really interesting and sort of fun to take this class and use my current company as part of the project. So first to start off with is our mission, which, we're a nonprofit and it's extremely important, the mission of our organization. And just to recap, the mission of the Pittsburgh Public Theater is to provide artistically diverse theatrical experiences of the highest quality. Also, within the second paragraph there, we do mention about being fiscally responsible. This is one area that is extremely important to the theater, and one reason that I think we have survived for 47 years, unlike many other theater companies, is that we do, along with providing the highest quality theater, we do always make sure that we're being fiscally responsible. And in our day-to-day operations, we consider this often. Just to give a little recap of the public and its past, it was started in 1974 by three individuals who loved live theater and decided to start a theater company. We originally were in the new Hazlitt Theater on the north side for almost 25 years, and then the Pittsburgh Public Theater found its new home at the O'Reilly Theater in the Cultural District in 1999. We have remained there for the past, 21 years. One of our biggest challenges was that in 2000, when we first moved to the district, our subscription base was at its highest. And it continued to grow until about 2012, where then we started seeing diminishing returns as far as our subscription base and single tickets. Most of our patrons are over the age of 60. So as time goes on, unfortunately, they sort of age out of our base, which is one of the largest challenges that the theater faces, and that I focused a lot on as we went through this class and just in our MBA program in general, is how do we increase that subscriber base and even single ticket base. One thing that we struggle with is attracting younger and diverse audiences. It's something that's at the forefront of our everyday talks, and will continue to be. That is the way that we will see more patrons coming in, is reaching that younger audience. And then I did put here in 2020, we all know that COVID-19 rocked a lot of businesses, but particularly the entertainment and restaurant industry, because we weren't allowed to actually convene and still aren't. So it's become one of the biggest issues currently is when will the theater be back and live? One of the analysis that I did was, the PESTEL analysis, which we worked a lot on in this class, which is, stands for political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal. This analysis is a great way to identify, challenges and weaknesses of an organization, which can then be used for your SWOT analysis. At the theater, one particular, our, political issues that we sort of face would be if there was some sort of taxation on nonprofits. That would be something that would be very detrimental to our business. Also, if there was any rule that changed on charitable contributions. Second here is economic. An economic decline would affect the theater, considering that the majority of individuals, pocketbooks that they use on the theater is discretionary income. So if that income were to decrease, that could be an issue for the theater. And the same with the economy with contributions from companies and individuals. An upturn in the theater could fare well for us. People would have more discretionary income, companies would have more income to contribute. So that would be something that we would enjoy. The social, it really would depend on the market. If patrons have more leisure time and they're feeling like their money is more available, they're going to come. And we are a social event. The other social impact is, again, attracting that younger and diverse audience. That is a challenge for us. In the technology area, too, is another weakness that was identified, is that we are very behind in our technology efforts. We have been around for, like I said, 47 years and haven't seen many changes in that area. So I do think that puts us behind the curve. And especially, again, in attracting those younger audiences. They want to see technology. They want to see innovation. So it's definitely a challenge, but could be an opportunity for us as well. Environmental, we do try and analyze a lot of our products that we use in our productions. We build our sets from ground up, so we are constantly evaluating more economically friendly costs of goods sold to sort of, see if we could decrease costs in any way. And then legally, if employment laws in the Pittsburgh area were to change in regards to our union, this could present an issue for the Pittsburgh Public Theater. Often, the rising costs of the unions then becomes a challenge for us because it increases our production builds for what we're putting on the stage. Overall, the strategically relevant areas of the PESTEL analysis, I think, would be the social and technology pieces. These two components, if we focused on them, could really position us for future growth. The PESTEL analysis led me into the SWOT analysis, which you can see here our strengths are, one, our product offering. We provide, as the name says, public offerings. We offer something for everybody. Another strength is our internal culture. Our staff, they're very loyal and committed to producing quality art. It's a passion of theirs, and you can see it in the work. Some weaknesses that were identified, of course, are our competitors. The theater has many competitors in the Pittsburgh market, which is a concern. There's a lot of offerings, even just in the downtown area, as far as seeing live theater. Also, as identified before, the technology and attracting younger and diverse audiences. Some opportunities would be to improve our technology that could lead to artistically enhanced performances. And then if we're able to improve our technology, live streaming would be something we would be interested in, especially with COVID, to potentially provide a new revenue source. Some of the threats, again, are the competitors in the local market. There's a lot. And then another threat is the union halls and their increasing costs. The last sort of analysis that I performed during this class and for this project was the Porter's 5 Forces analysis, which it identifies ways to increase profits. Which your competitive rivalry, your threat of new entry, power of suppliers, power of customers, and threat of substitutes. And as stated here, the first two that I identified as low were the threat of new entry. The market is saturated. I think that threat is pretty low considering there are so many offerings in the Pittsburgh area. And the power of customers is low. We have a shrinking customer base, which does allow for the theater to raise prices. Although the power of the customer is low, it does not necessarily drive revenue because, again, our customer base is already shrinking. So sometimes increased prices could actually hurt that. Our power of suppliers is high. the theater suppliers can drive their revenues down and expenses up. The theater is very dependent upon its suppliers and how we will end our year and if we will see a net income. Threat of substitutes is also high, as I mentioned before. As far as competitors, the threat of substitution is there. Patron can choose a public event, or they could easily choose something else in the cultural district or even in the surrounding area. And again, here, as identified, the competitive rivalry, it's high. I mean, just within 10 miles of where we are, there's City Theater in the South Side, there's the Pittsburgh Playhouse in Oakland, Point Park Playhouse in downtown, Civic Light Opera right next door to us, and same with the Pittsburgh Cultural District. The VRIO analysis, which allows a company to analyze their competitive edge and identify competitive advantages. As you can see here, the 4 that I analyzed were product, customer service, reputation, and internal culture. I would say that we are a well-organized and lean organization. As you can tell there, our organized column led me to say that that is one of our biggest competitive edges, is that we do have a committed staff. We have a lean staff that really cares about our product, which would set us apart from the other organizations. As also noted here, our product offering, customer service, reputation, internal culture is valuable. And the answers to all of those were yes, because that does lead us to a competitive advantage as well. From the VRIO analysis, I was able to sort of identify our core competencies, which are our product offerings, our reputation, and our internal structure and staff. I think these are the 3 components that keep us going and moving in the right direction. And will always allow, the public to stay in the public. The current state of the theater here is sort of, what we're struggling with is a decreasing subscriber base, increased costs for labor and production materials, as I mentioned, with the union laws and our collective bargaining agreements. Third is attracting younger and diverse audiences continues to be a challenge. And continuing to be innovative and stay in the forefront as far as our technology is concerned. And again, keeping single ticket prices reasonable. I think keeping those reasonable will lead to hopefully attracting younger and diverse audiences. And out of all these analysis, here's my recommendations for the Pittsburgh Public Theater. Again, increased technology avenues. I think this is going to increase our young audience. Having something that's innovative and new and different than they could get at one of our competitors, I think would be valuable. Lower ticket prices for younger and diverse audiences. These populations don't have as much discretionary income, so that would prove to increase margins. Show offerings that appeal to younger and diverse audiences. Sometimes maybe the younger audience might not want to see as much Shakespeare. Maybe they're more interested in new plays. And another is to increase our brand presence. I think we've always targeted sort of the same subscriber base, and to have a greater reach, I think would lead to increased margins in the end. I thank everyone for watching. I enjoyed this class tremendously, and good luck to everyone. Thank you.